We've got on the line Wayne Owen, who was on the balloon that went down on the bay. Hello, Wayne.
Hey, how you going?
Well, are you all right?
Yeah, we're all okay. We're on the police boat now. We're heading back to shore.
What happened?
What happened? All's well, everyone's okay.
Well, good. That's good. How many of you on board?
There was about 10 of us in the bucket, and when it hit the water, we actually landed on the beach at South Melbourne, and then I think because of the narrowness of the beach, the breeze got a bit stronger or something, and it just dragged us into the water, and then just kept taking us out into the bay. So it got a bit dicey there at one stage because we thought we might have tilted over the basket with because our basket was filling with water, and then the balloonist guy managed to lift us off the water again, but we kept drifting out into the bay.
So you've actually come down, touched on the beach, and then got dragged out.
Yeah,
he
tried for landing on the beach, and then we just got dragged into the water, and that was it then.
Were you sort of skipping across the water as you were dragged out?
Well, no, we were actually on the water in the basket, and the basket was filling with water, and we've all had water up to above our ankles sort of thing in the basket, and then, it was sort of touch and go as to whether we thought we were going to actually tilt over into the water, or what was going to happen, or whether he was able to actually get a lift off the water, and eventually, because we were getting dragged along in the water, we were heading to one of the channel markers just out off the beach. So we managed to get a bit more hot air into the balloon and just drifted off the water and over the stanchion because we come quite close to it. And then we just kept drifting out into the bay then.
But that'd be terrifying because you'd think at any time the basket could go over, the balloon could lose air, and you'll all be in Port Phillip Bay.
Yeah. Not to mention the gas bottles in the basket and everything else. So it was a bit nervy for everyone.
What was happening on board? Were people panicking, or?
Well, no, we're all sort of probably a bit nervy in one sense, but we're all sort of relying on the balloonist to look after us. So it was just a case. Some of the passengers that were, most of us were taking photos of the whole thing. So there's a few of us that have got photos of the whole thing. But
I'll get you to
I
send
had my camera bag on the floor of the basket, and when the water flooded in, I got water into the camera. So I don't know whether it worked or not.
Well, I'll have to have a look at those. So,
Sorry?
I just want to go back. You're skipping across the bay. Were the police following you? When did you first see the police boat?
We were probably about 400 metres offshore before we saw our first police boat. And I think the passengers in the basket were making phone calls. I'd ring to tell my wife what was going on and all that sort of thing. And my son, he was driving along Beach Road when he saw the balloon in the water and wondered whether that was me or not.
You didn't ring your wife and say goodbye, I hope, Wayne, did you?
I was okay. I'm a fairly strong swimmer, so I wasn't too concerned. I was probably a little bit concerned for a couple of passengers as to whether they could actually swim if we did go into the water.
So the police boat followed you, and then how did they get you? How did they stop you and get you off the thing?
Well, the balloonist guy here managed to throw a line to the police boat, and they were going to drag us ashore, but I think it wasn't a real practical situation because we're sort of just skipping along on the water, and it just wasn't. He was just having a bit of a problem, I think, with the police launch and dragging the balloon. So what they decided, they sent out a couple more police rubber duckies, and we offloaded it from the basket into the police rubber duckies, and then they loaded us into the police launch. And now as I'm looking now, the balloon's actually drifting back out into the bay because there's a couple of police in the basket with the balloonist, and there's about 3 launches, rubber duckies out of the balloon now, and I think they're trying to somehow tow the balloon back to shore, but it looks like the breeze is now taking it back out into the bay, because I think there's a bit of a northeast breeze or something coming into the bay, and it's actually taking the balloon back out into the bay right now.
We'll keep in touch with the police about that. But what about the people on board? Were they any elderly people or kids on board?
I'm 58, and
that's not old.
There's another couple about my age. The rest are all young people. Okay. 2 are over from Western Australia for a holiday. They got a wedding on. They over and they thought they'd take a balloon flight as part of their holiday over here.